One day me been a bamboo down, and me see Tyra lay down there, and me ask see Tyra what she do there. See Tyra ice up she very good wine like a boxing gold. See Tyra moment day, oh see Tyra moment day. See Tyra moment day, oh see Tyra moment day.
Sunday morning I was passing, and me see Tyra lay down there, and me ask see Tyra what she do there. See Tyra ice up she very good wine like a boxing gold. See Tyra moment day, oh see Tyra moment day. See Tyra moment day, oh see Tyra moment day. Shake, 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 Tyra, shake, 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 Tyra, shake, 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 Tyra, oh.
One day me been a wakana, and me see Tyra pon the down, and me ask see Tyra what she do there. See Tyra ice up she petticoat wine like a boxing board. See Tyra moment day, oh see Tyra moment day. See Tyra moment day, oh see Tyra moment day.
One day me been a wakana, and me see Tyra on the down, and me ask see Tyra what.
Good day, St. Martin. My name is Lucian Benskop, and I will be one of your post-elected candidates on the Swaliga Action Movement. Son, my current profession in St. Martin, which I started my career about over 2 decades ago, is the head of business improvement and engineering in NVGB. The reason why I joined the SAM, Swaliga Action Movement, is because it's a new wind, it's a new breeze, it's a fresh breeze from all what we were accustomed of. Why are we here today? Why am I here today? Today I'm here to tell you that there is light in the tunnel. You don't have to be afraid. We know there are things that are not going good, things that are not right, but it is fixable. We just need to have some trust and some faith that whenever we put our energy towards it, we will get there.
Hey fans, it's karaoke and oldies night this and every Thursday at Club Twilight Sideline Dam, Buxton. Dance to the magical songs of yesteryear by popular DJs and Camps Audio. Admission is free. Come out, let's make memories at Club Twilight, Sideline Dam, Buxton North.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready to rock and roll. It's 9 minutes after 9 o'clock. My name is Mark Benshop. We'll rock and roll until maybe 5 minutes after 10 o'clock tonight, Eastern Standard Time. Let me just say hi to all of you. That's it. I wouldn't be calling any names. People do get upset when their names aren't called. So I'm not going to be calling any names at all, but good night to Ann Evans, good night to Denise October, good night to Brenda Casey, Jackie Cameron, and the entire crew. All of you. The rest are gonna get upset, but I can't run through a long list. You guys know. You guys know. And then if I don't call Sherwin Green's name, he is going to get upset too. Sherwin, good night to you, my friend. Hope all is well with you and the family. The little boy's birthday is coming up soon, right? September. Best people in the world, indeed. Jacqueline Johnson and all of you, good night. Welcome to Straight Up. We're going to go to New Amsterdam, and then we're going to, well, in fact, we will have folks from New Amsterdam on, and then we'll have folks from St. Martin's on. So it's a packed night. It's just going to be 1 hour, though. What else is happening? What else is happening with you guys in your neck of the woods? What's going on? Talk to me. Talk to us. Thank you so much, Brenda Casey, for saying share the link, share the live. You've got to do it. Hey, because you guys have been sharing the bird. All day you've been sharing the bird. You've been talking about the bird. Guyana, I don't know. I'm not going to say that it's a jokey place. I'm not, because those who are part of the government, they are the jokers. They are the jokey ones. And look at this. You know what? I don't know. Take a look at that head. Take a look at that head, guy. Something isn't right somewhere along the line. Take a look at the head and take a look at the bird. Well, birds and the head, bird, and look at the head, and then look back at the bird. Look at this bird, look at the bird, look at it's confusing, mind you. It's very confusing, right? And I don't want to confuse you guys tonight because, hey, we have a guest. I know you guys are just laughing. You guys love that, right? But good night. Share the link, guys, and let folks know we're going all the way to St. Martin. We want to find out what's happening there in that beautiful, beautiful country. I have lots of friends there, lots of relatives there as well. I don't tell you guys all of my business. I know I not only it's not only on the quarantine do I have relatives and friends. I have friends in other parts of the world. I'm tempted to say hello to Conrad August, but not tonight. I'm not in the mood for him and his stuff tonight because when he's at the sleep-in motel, spending out all his money to those with those oppressors, and then he comes into the audience and pretend as though he's part of us. Not tonight. Not tonight, Conrad. I'm going to skin up your card, as they say in Guyana. Wayne Caesar, good night to you too, sir. All right, guess what? We have a guest tonight. We have a guest. I'm not going to mention anything, whether we're related or not, but you guys be the judges of that. We're here to talk the politics with Lucien Benskop. Lucien Benskop, all the way in St. Martin's. But before we get to my guest, Lucien Benskop, he's running for political office in St. Martin's. We got to talk to him. Here's a quick introduction.
Good day, St. Martin. My name is Lucien Benskop, and I will be one of your post-electing candidates on the Swaliga Action Movement. Sam, my current profession in St. Martin, which I started my career about over 2 decades ago, is the head of business improvement and engineering in NVGB. The reason why I joined the SAM Swaliga Action Movement is because it's a new wind, it's a new breeze, it's a fresh breeze from all what we were accustomed of. Why are we here today? Why am I here today? Today I'm here to tell you that there is light in the tunnel. You don't have to be afraid. We know there are things that are not going good, things that are not right, but it is fixable. We just need to have some trust and some faith that whenever we put our energy towards it, we will get there.
All right. Hey, good night. Benskop is on Benskop Radio. My name is Mark Benskop. My guest is Lucien Benskop. Good night to you, sir. How are you doing?
I'm good, Mark. Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. All the way from Guyana. I'm all the way here in St. Martin. So yeah, this it's actually it's an honor for me to be here on your show today.
Yeah, thank you so much, and it's always a pleasure to speak with you as well. You mentioned all the way from Guyana, or you're just saying hi to the folks in Guyana? Tell us a little
I'm
bit.
saying hi to the folks in Guyana and all my fellow Guyanese people here on St. Martin, because trust me, we have a few of them here on St. Martin.
Lots and lots of folks out there in St. Martin's. I'm not sure whether we should conduct this interview in Dutch or we should just do it in English. Hoe ga ik met jou?
Met mij gaat heel goed.
All
Dus
right.
voor degenen die Nederlands willen spreken, dat kan ook. But I think for the general population, it will be easier for us to conduct it in
We'll
English.
conduct in English, especially for guys like Conrad August, who attended the University of Iflat and so forth. That's the Ben Scott laugh. I noticed some people have already started teasing us. Leslyn saying, Mark, y'all resemble.
That's a good thing.
That's the Ben Scott laugh, guys. All right. So if you have your friends and relatives in St. Martin's, tag them, tell them that they're Lucien Benskop is on and he's running. He's running for political office. We will get just into that. But before we start off with why are you running for political office, I was told that the St. Martin's the area just got some blackouts. Guyana, we have blackouts every single day. But give us a little background about Lucien Benskop.
You want a background from Lucien Benskop, or you want me to indicate what we're facing with the blackouts? I'll
Not
start
yet.
with who's the Lucien Benskop. Well, Lucien Benskop, I'm originally from Suriname, so actually we're close neighbors. Born and raised in Suriname, I moved to St. Martin at the early age of 19 with my parents. My parents were both school teachers. I completed my studies in the Netherlands, where I successfully completed my studies in electrical engineering. Had about 10 years of work experience in the Netherlands, and as St. Martin is my home, from the day I landed in St. Martin, I felt so at home. I came back, and as I came back, from that day I never left, and that's about 22 years ago now. Been working in the utilities company at the island. Is a sole utilities company, NVGEBE, where I currently hold the position of head business improvement and engineering, basically the head of R&D. So that's
All right.
it.
Yeah, good to have you on, and thanks for the introduction. Good night to all of the Benscops out there in Suriname, Nikeri, Parimaribo, and so forth.
Oh yes, oh yes, oh yeah.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit. You just got a blockout, as we call it in Guyana, blockout and blockout and blockout. But you, in a brief introduction in the video, you basically outline what's happening in St. Martin's, and I know a lot of Guyanese can relate to that because it's almost the same or even worse happening in Guyana. Before we get to your response, let's listen to this brief clip from Lucien Benskop.
Good day, St. Martin. My name is Lucien Benskop, and I will be one of your postulating candidates on the Swaliga Action Movement. Sam, my current profession in St. Martin, which I started my career about over 2 decades ago, is the head of business improvement and engineering in NVGB. Reason why I joined the SAM, Swaliga Action Movement, is because it's a new wind, it's a new breeze, it's a fresh breeze from all what we were accustomed to. Why are we here today? Why am I here today? Today I'm here to tell you that there is light in the tunnel. You don't have to be afraid. We know there are things that are not going good, things that are not right, but it is fixable. We just need to have some trust and some faith that whenever we put our energy towards it, we will get there.
Mr. Benskop, again, welcome. You're running for public office. Tell us why exactly you are running for public office. We heard about all of the problems, the ills happening there in St. Martin's. Talk to us a bit about why you're running and a little bit about your political, the party that of which you're part of, please.
Okay, Mark. Basically, the reason why I, at a certain moment, decided to run for public office is because I couldn't sit on the sideline anymore and see how the country was deteriorating every day more and more. It breaks my heart to see that a beautiful country as St. Martin, the friendly island, it is going downhill the way it is. This is not who we are. This is not what we are. This is not we are accustomed of. And at a certain point, I think everybody in life gets a calling for what they are meant to do here, what their purpose is here. And I think this is my purpose to make sure that I give it my all to make it a better St. Martin, not for myself alone, but all the future generations to come.
The generation to come, indeed. And as we were talking, you experienced blackout. Some folks are texting me here that they're also experiencing blackout in Guyana.
Definitely.
Yeah, and it's a sad situation. Your population is just about 70,000 people. What is it like for young people and employment? And what will your party do that would be different from the current administration?
Mark, I don't think it really differs that much from the population also in Guyana. It's a trend that you see worldwide amongst the upcoming generations when it comes to work possibilities, work opportunities. Um, some of it is part of not getting the opportunity. Some of it is not the willingness. Some it is part of the vision of the generations nowadays. It is not really resonating to the older generations. And most of the time, you see that they don't even understand what the drive and the motive is of our youngsters nowadays. But coming back to what the opportunities are, yes, we definitely have to offer more opportunities to our youngsters here on the island. The thing is that when you are constrained to certain budgets to be able from a governmental point of view to fill in those requests and demands, you need to have a strong and stable government first to be able to execute. And that's just the basis. If you have a loosely standing government and who doesn't have any um, um, be it experience, be it vision in how to actually run or govern a country, make sure that the funds, the little available funds that you have, are directed to the necessary post in where, for instance, in this case, employment of youngsters. This is situations that you get. But we are there to definitely make sure that we have certain proposals at hand. We're talking about more technical studies, we're talking about more hands on studies, because you have, if you follow the trend as well, we're not keeping children a lot in classrooms anymore. The known image of children going starting from primary school going all the way up to high school, university, especially in these Caribbean islands, it's not really a trend that is being followed. So we have to be more diverse and thinking out of the box how we can still cater to them. So we're talking about more studies in trades and also looking at those who excel in the regular studies and for higher studies, that from a governmental point of view, we can cater to them through scholarships. So that's
All right.
basically what we're looking
Well,
at.
well, well said, candidate Lucien Benschop. And let's say goodnight to some folks who are listening to us all the way in St. Martin's. I hope you guys are prepared to vote. When are elections slated to be held?
The election is very short notice. It's actually snap election. The snap election was actually called because of how they say it. Our previous government fell, and they dissolved parliament within 17 days, which is for us one of the fastest governments we ever had in the years that I'm living here.
And
So
what caused the government to fall?
I don't know if you're familiar with the term ship jumping, but it's basically I can see that you nodded, so you're basically familiar with it.
Yeah, I'm
When I
familiar with it from a political standpoint.
From a
Ship
political
jumping.
standpoint,
Yeah.
it can be two ways. It's either you do not agree with the vision, the manifesto, the way the coalition is heading towards, that you decide, listen, you do not want to be part of it because you cannot find yourself in line with that, or you have an alternative motive. And alternative motives can be influences from outside. It can be influences that can have to do with financials. It's all based on the person. But basically, what happens? Somebody retracts his support from the coalition, and that basically causes you to lose the majority within your coalition. And at a certain point, you have to call a judge.
I'm smiling because Guyanese that are listening, they might be smiling as well because Guyana experienced that very sort of ship jumping. Ship jumping. And in Guyana, we don't call it ship jumping, we call it charandas. So you guys
Okay.
have a charandas in St. Martin's and caused the collapse of the government because, and this is why you guys are now heading toward elections. And elections date is set for what again?
Is
The
for August 19th, which is Monday. Monday coming.
Monday.
So we're
Yeah.
talking about five effective days still, and then we're at the election polls again. Yeah, correct.
Wow, Mr. Benskop, can you talk to us a little bit about how confident you are in your party? How confident are you guys with you guys have an elections commission there? And if so, how confident are you guys in that
Well,
system?
we definitely have the confidence in that it will be a success. We have a very strong team. We have a strong team. We have a strong leader who was already in politics. He used to be a commissioner in St. Martin already for a number of years. We have four other members of parliament who were elected in previous elections before. We have a solid base, and on top of that, we have seven new candidates who are all either business owners, who are all affiliated community service workers, very highly educated persons. And looking at the feedback that we got from the population, I think we stand a very strong chance to make sure that we bring this to a success.
All right, Guyanese who are outside of St. Martin's, I know you guys have a lot of relatives and friends there. Call them up and let them vote for the party that Lucien Benschop is part of. That's SAM. SAM.
Liga
SAM.
Action Movement, correct. The
Repeat again,
SAM,
please.
Swaliga Action Movement, short the
Sw-
SAM, indeed. And if you
Swaliga
want,
Action Movement.
yes, because St. Martin we call Swaliga, it's land of salt. We used to produce
Swaliga.
salt back in the day, so
Swaliga,
Swaliga,
guys. Call your
correct.
relatives and friends in St. Martin's and tell them Swaliga is the way to go. I noticed somebody in the audience, and I kind of like wanted to ignore asking you, but I'll still go right ahead. Uh, they're asking, where is Mr. Lake?
Mr. Lake, please refer to which Mr. Lake because there are a few Mr. Lakes here.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yes,
Well, the
yes, yes.
person who asked, yeah, yeah.
It's a
And
familiar family name here, so they have to be a little bit more specific in which Mr. Lake they're talking about.
got you. But my question to you was about the Elections Commission. Talk to us about that and in terms of the actual form of voting and how soon after elections polling stations are closed that you guys get the result.
Well, our elections they take place on Monday from 8 o'clock in the morning until 8 o'clock at night. Polling station closes, nobody's allowed to vote anymore. And from the moment they close, the tallying starts. It's a manual process by us. I am not too sure in Guyana how that works, but all the polling stations basically go through there. You have the possibility for every political party, for the sake of transparency, to have one candidate present in each polling station to see that it is happening um, with integrity. And then basically all the numbers are tallied and it is made it is broadcasted basically through the voting bureau. We have our voting bureau here basically that receives the information, and they will publish the official numbers that have actually rolled out of the elections.
All right, there you have it there. For all you know, as of Monday night, next Monday night or Tuesday, you may hear Lucian Benskop is part of the new government of St. Martin's. What role are you expected to play? A minister of what?
Well, Minister, this is a parliamentarian election, so we're basically going into the election for the Parliament of St. Martin. And that being said, if you reach the quota to actually gain the seat within Parliament, which at this point don't hold me to the exact number because that's not really available as yet, but it should be around 1,000, a little over 1,000, could be a little less than 1,000 votes, and you get an outright seat. And that's for Parliament. Once you get into Parliament, well, a party gets an X amount of parliamentarian seats. Every Parliament then has their ministerial post as well, which is the second stage. So once the parliamentarians are in, they will go now and they will form, check, and see within their party or wherever the selection takes place in who they will put on a ministerial post. But for myself, my aim is definitely for Parliament, and if my profession and my resources is needed within a ministerial post, it will be for the Office of Public Works.
All right, and thank you so much for that, and good night for those of you who are now joining us. St. Martin's, they will be having their elections on the 19th. That is this Monday. Lucian Benskop, Lucian Benskop is with us this evening, and I've noticed a lot of folks in the audience are wishing you all the best. They want you to succeed. You will become a yeah, and just an FYI, in where is it in? There is another, not St. Martin's, but where there was a Benskop First Lady. I think Rutland, a First Lady.
Rutland Kuiman Benskop.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken, she's in Curacao. That's actually my aunt.
Yeah, she was the first. Yeah, and of course, it's one big family indeed, but we're not touching the family affairs.
Exactly.
But it was a Benskop there, the First Lady of Curacao. Good night to Rutland. I'm sure she is probably listening along with her husband, who was the Prime Minister of Curacao. But we have a question from CC Forbes. Hi, CC, how are you? Mark, could you kindly ask if any outside observers have been invited to observe the elections?
As far as I know, for the last elections, this was the request, and they were actually present. As far as the current elections, which will take place, the request was also made for external observers to be present. If the Prime Minister actually approved it, the current Prime Minister, who is actually the demissionary Prime Minister, if it was approved, I am not too sure, since there is a lack of communication of what is coming from the Prime Minister towards the public these past days. We've been dealing with a lot of issues, especially with a lot of power outages, internet outages, and then we got the storm that came along. So there are certain gaps that we are having right now. So to tell you officially there will be observers, I am not too sure, and that has to do more with if the budget was actually available for it. What I do know is that we will have additional safety and security by all the polling stations in the form of military assistance, from police assistance, in order to keep order at all polling stations.
All right, Lucian Benskop, we will be monitoring the elections via Benchop Radio, 107.1 FM. Monday, we will try to get some updates on the ground as well. And I noticed there's a comment here from Corinne Jones. As we prepare to go to New Amsterdam, Guyana, Corinne Jones is saying, hey, we don't do observers here. It means that Corinne is in St. Martin's. And good night to all of you guys there. What has campaigning been like, especially in your area, and reaching out to a lot of Guyanese who are there who might be qualified to vote. What is campaigning like there for you, sir?
Campaigning is very hectic, and I think it's all over the world that it's a hectic process. I mean, you have those that will go to the extremes to actually make sure to either persuade you to actually go out and vote for them. And it for some people, it just doesn't matter what they have to do for it. And that's why we have the so unpopular um, um, issue, which I'm not too sure if it's only in Sim. Well, I'm almost sure that it's not only in Sim, which is called vote buying. It's a phenomenon why actually the observers are there to make sure to try to prevent from that event from happening, basically in an openly happening. But to replace that, for all I know, again, as far as we stand right now, we will have additional security, additional support from the police force. We will have it from the Marines as well that were asked from Holland, who will be assisting during the election period. And we had it through our social media as well, whereas from the official the Council of Ministers, it was mentioned they have spots sending out what actually the consequences are and will be in the event of vote buy-in. That's why we strongly advise people not to get themselves involved in that, because it is punishable by law. It's a felony, and you can have at least 2 years of sentence put on top of you if you were caught in the act of vote buying or vote selling.
All right. Hope some of those guys in the party that is accustomed doing those sort of rigging in Guyana, they know who they are at Rock Street. But before we go, though, and I thank all of you guys in St. Martin's. Good night to all of you. Lots of Guyanese are there. I hope you guys go out and vote. Go out there and vote. Corrine Jones and all the others. Please go out and vote and ensure that Lucien Benschap, his party that he's running under, SAM, get the majority of the votes, and that Lucien Benschap, when we speak with him on Tuesday or Wednesday of next week, he will be the honorable member of parliament. Quickly, let me just show you Guyana, and we'll have the deputy mayor. He has joined us here, Kirk Fraser. Mr. Benschap, meet the deputy mayor of New Amsterdam, Mr. Fraser. Mr. Fraser, good night, sir.
Good night. I think the mic is off.
Yeah, your microphone, Mr. Fraser. You'll have to unmute your
Good night. Good night, Mr. Bencroft.
Good
I
night,
wish you
Benny.
all the best in your future endeavor. I
Thank you
trust
very
that you
much.
would have campaigned hard enough to gain that trust among the citizens to so be their representative.
Thank you
Thank you
very
so
much. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor, Mr. Deputy Mayor, for that. And I am Ben Schap, and he is also Ben Schap. Ben Schap. But that's okay, Kirk. That's okay.
Exactly. We carry the same name.
I'll
And if
put
I'm
you-
not mistaken, we are actually family related as well.
you're not mistaken. We are actually blood related, but that's okay.
Exactly.
We'll talk about that when you're elected as member of parliament.
Exactly.
Before you go, please, Mr. Ben Schap, before you go, in Guyana, I don't know, what's the water like where you are? The top
water?
Yeah, from the pipe. What's it like? Nice and clear?
Yeah, our water. I do have to, because the company I work for is the electrical and water utilities company. Our drinking water is of perfect quality.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Whenever you're in Guyana, please stop by. I'll give you some water to drink. Are you prepared to see $1 billion economy? They're said to be the fastest growing economy in the world. Take a look at this.
Oh my gosh.
That's the water. That's what
Wow.
Mr. Fraser, the deputy mayor, probably just drank before he came on. Probably just take shower with our water. That's the condition of the water in the fastest
Wow.
growing economy of the world, Mr. Lucien Benschap. That's it.
Well, in here in Saint Martin, this is not acceptable. This is definitely not acceptable. If there's one main and prime necessity of any human being, it's clean drinking water. Electricity is on the second place, but drinking water, it has to be of a certain quality. And for sure, we make sure that for our population, we have that. But this is a scary image.
Thank you so much. It is a scary image indeed,
But
Mr. Benz. We seem
Mark,
to.
one of the
Yes,
SDG is to ensure that we have clean and safe drinking water. The United Nations would have put out in their SDG that that is one of the priority areas that should be addressed by all governments across the world.
Exactly, because
exactly.
this is a health matter.
Yep,
You cannot
yep.
drink this type of water. I mean, you're actually, I don't even know, you're trying to poison the population or something. This is not healthy.
That is exactly what it is. Try to poison the population. You did say that it is scary, Mr. Benskop. A lot of things are very scary right now in Guyana. Lots of things are scary. This is I don't know if it's a bird. I don't know what it is, but they just put it there, some roundabout. Lots of scary thing, Mr. Benskop. But we wish you all the best on Monday elections there in St. Martin's. Your closing remarks, please, sir.
Well, closing remarks. Let's start by thanking you very much for having me in this interview. I feel privileged that you gave me the opportunity to come on your show. I hope for all the Guyanese, and be it not only Guyanese, but everybody in St. Martin to come out on Monday, the 19th, from 8 o'clock in the morning to 8 o'clock in the evening to vote. Vote for a change. Vote for your future. Vote for the future of your children and generations to come. Vote for the Swaliga Action Movement and vote for your candidate, Lucien Benskop. I'm your candidate number 8.
Candidate number 8, St. Martin's. Those of you who are in St. Martin's right now, go out and vote for candidate number 8. If you have relatives or even friends in St. Martin's, call them up and tell them, vote for candidate number 8. Vote for the party. SAM. We want to see you back here Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, and we will be addressing you as Honorable MP. Mr. Benskop, thank you so much. Please don't be a stranger.
Never. It,
Thank you.
it is a privilege. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Mr. Fraser. And I hope you all have a pleasant evening further.
Thank
Same
you,
to you
sir.
and all the best.
Thank you
Appreciate
very
it.
much.
Good. All right, Lucien Benskop there, and he's running for office in St. Martin's. Please go out and vote for him. Of course, yes, a relative of mine, but that's besides the point. He is a politician and he means well, and therefore you should just give him that opportunity. Mr. Fraser, good night and good to have you on here. What's happening in your neck of the wood, New Amsterdam? You guys have this kind of water. You guys have the birds. You guys have, we're hearing about corruption, lots and lots of corruption, and all these different things. What's happening in your neck of the wood as deputy mayor? Are you guys getting money from the central government? Talk to us, please, sir.
Good night, Mark, and good night to your viewers. Well, we are in a worst case scenario. Last year, we would have gotten the first tranche of our subvention probably in the 6th month. We are in the 8th month of the year, and we have not received that first tranche of the subvention so that we can able to execute the projects that we would have decided upon as a council. So we are worst off this year in terms of receiving what we're supposed to receive. But notwithstanding that, we also face a number of other challenges. If we should look at what is going on in the town, there are development taking place throughout the township, but the relevant authority or the person vested by law to regulate and manage the municipality is not given the opportunity to do so. For example, there is a development in terms of a proposed or ongoing construction for a nursing school and a hostel at the old hospital land that is there. Um, all we know is that residents start complaining about piles being driven, you know, and construction full blast. The municipality did not receive a plan. We did not receive the necessary payment for those construction. But if the ordinary citizen have to do a construction or anything of the sort, they would have to ensure that they pay the necessary fees, inspection, um, and all of the other fees that are associated with the development of their property. And there again, you're seeing the duplicity, by this government, where the ordinary people are made to follow the law, and those in authority are not following the laws.
But Mr. Mayor, Mr. Deputy Mayor, according to your law, Chapter 2801, I believe, it gives you guys, the municipality, the council, the authority to ensure that they inspect and give all authorization to such work, which means that you guys have the lawful authority to go and stop the work. What are you guys doing to stop those works?
Mark, myself and the entire works committee, along with the mayor, would have visited the site. We would have interacted with the Chinese nationals who were there heading the construction. They said that they don't know English. We asked someone there to interpret for them. We did issue a cease order on the work, but nothing had stopped. The people continued with full speed.
Maybe you guys should write it in Mandarin or something. If you put a season order in English, they don't speak English according to what they say. Well, then put it in Chinese. They've got to stop, Mr. Deputy Mayor. They've got to stop.
But the admin staff was able to get onto the project director. They communicate what are the requirements and that these people need to put in place before this project can continue. But unfortunately, that went on deaf ears. As it is, the big stick method is being employed again, something that people have no regard for the rule of law. The rule of law is only applicable to a certain set of people.
Mr. Deputy Mayor, they just cannot continue to break the law. You guys govern the tongue according to the law, Chapter 2801. You have all authority, all legal rights to stop the work. It has to be stopped, whether they speak English or not. I bet in Chinese or Mandarin, of course, they'll know this. No more. Stop. They know that. It's got to stop. Enough of the impasse. Enough of the disrespect, Mr. Deputy Mayor. Moving on to the same subject. Who owns that land where the old hospital once was?
The Ministry of Health is the owner of the property.
We're not sure whether they sold the land because these people are a pack of thieves, right?
Well, we cannot ascertain that unless we have the necessary information coming off the ground. But what was said to us that it's a Ministry of Health's project. We made all efforts to contact the persons responsible, but to none avail. Someone said that this is a government project, and nobody has the authority to stop the government project. So
y'all should have tested them, take a bulldozer, go in there and stop the work. It's the law. Whether it's government or not, they've got to respect the local laws, the city council laws. They've got to respect it. If they want citizens to respect the laws, because I'm sure if a private citizen had done something like that, you guys would have been there to kick them off. But you got to kick these guys off too. Kick them off. Come on, Mr. Deputy Mayor, kick them off.
Well, we are now looking at another option because we have to stop this disrespect. So we are in consultation with our attorney, and you would hear from us and they would hear from us as to the next step, because we would have followed the legal requirements that is in place to ensure that anything that is being done lawfully.
Mr. Deputy Mayor, stopping the work from even continuing is legal. It is legal. The law says that, chapter
Mark,
28,
Mark,
1.
as I said,
All
those
of these
those
documents,
notices was
all one
given.
second, please, Mr. Deputy. All of the permits have to be given through your council. And if they beat around the bush and go around your council, it is illegal. There's nothing that they're doing there is legal, Mr. Deputy Mayor. Absolutely nothing, sir. You guys have to stop the work. By the time you get your lawyer and they talk to you guys, the project is completed already. Y'all have to stop the work, sir.
Yes, we as I said before, we would have issued those notices already. They would have signed as receiving. So we're moving to the next phase in terms of dealing with this.
Okay.
You know, and this is something that is going on from 2020. I was making a comparison when the last government wanted to build a new passport office in New Amsterdam. We received the plan, we receive all the payments and everything to the effect for that has to be put in place. Unfortunately, from 2020 to now, everything is different.
Of course.
You know, there is an expansion and rehabilitation of the New Amsterdam prison, where a number of buildings are going up too. The same thing. Same Guyana Prison Service did not pay taxes since 2020 to now. So when persons trying to throw the blame at the municipality, it's from the central government who is trying to cripple many of these local organs. And let me say, this is not only for New Amsterdam, but the entire local government system has retrogressed from 2020 to now.
You know, Mr. Deputy Mayor, not to be disrespectful, I wouldn't do that at all. But I think the municipalities and so forth, you guys are going a little bit too soft on these vagabonds in office. It is perfectly right. It is legal for you guys to stop any work, put your bulldozer there, just like ordinary citizens would have been stopped. There's no way that this corrupt regime should be allowed to continue to disrespect and basically trample upon the laws of the municipality. It should not happen at all, Mr. Deputy Mayor. Moving on, though. You guys recently had your nice little African celebration, Emancipation Day celebration, Emancipation Day. The corrupt, racist PPP regime went into New Amsterdam with their set of folks. How divided was it, sir, the celebration?
Well, I think that Afro-Guyanese in the township of New Amsterdam would have stood their ground and they attended the legitimate emancipation celebration that was hosted by RAPAC, even though they were starved for the necessary finance. I know that you would communicate a lot with former President David Granger, but the comparison during that time was very, very different. I know Mr. Granger used to keep this entire big emancipation celebration at 53 because I was one of the persons who were part of it. You know, all the groups across the length and breadth of Region 6 would have received finance to do what they have to do through the government. Unfortunately, this entire celebration was literally hijacked. But God is good, you know, and places like Sanford was starved for financing to run up their emancipation celebration. But however, as the people did during the local government election, they would have resisted any attempts to hijack emancipation celebration in New Amsterdam. So they went to the Rapak celebration, which was held at the Machualin Road.
Well, sir, thank you. And for those in New Amsterdam, thank you for standing up against a racist, corrupt PPP regime. The most corrupt regime in South America right now is the PPP. Mr. Deputy Mayor, I've had some folks along the Stelling Road. They were complaining that some guy jumped out of some bird nest, claiming that he owns the land and forcing certain people, attempting to kick certain people off their businesses there along the Stelling Road there. What's happening? Are you aware of that?
Yeah, we received the complaint. Myself and Mayor was on the ground. And the situation there, we ask for certain legitimate documentation. Yes, there is a company by the name of Samuels in our register. Unfortunately, we receive no minutes of the last meeting giving authority to this person who claiming they're acting on behalf of this company. So we made a decision that all the latest minutes of the meeting of the Board of Governors for the company must be presented to us. We also would like to see one of the living executive to present themselves to say, well, look, we would have given authority because anybody could write up anything and send it. So we're asking to see those persons in person so that we can deal with them directly. So those are some of the things that we're putting in place. I was so hurt in the manner in which the current for the lady was taken away. Myself and Mayor visited the GPL local office and we tried to speak to the manager, but she said they had to contact their legal person there. But from all indication, what I'm seeing there, that is the way the shop was erected is on the parapet actually. I don't see it encumbering on the land that these persons are claiming ownership for. And we would ensure that any such move by persons, we'd have to have those directors in person to visit us that we can have a meeting and they would say to us, well, look, this is where we're heading. Because anybody could come up with any letter or anything, any document to say, well, look, I'm the person. But we want to see the person in reality so that we can have this matter dealt with in the manner that it is treated with.
From what I've been hearing from those folks on the ground at the Stelling Road there, it seems as though this is a corruption. This is a corrupt transaction. That's just my opinion. Unless proven otherwise, you cannot have, and I agree with you, you cannot have individuals just pop up and force people off the land. There's something that's called due process. And like you have said, the council has not yet ascertained the authenticity of this document. And therefore, the GPL office should not be disconnecting people's electricity. It is illegal. It is wrong what they have done to some of those individuals. And what I was told is that this whoever it is claiming ownership of that land just jump off of a jumbie bird and say, hey, I own this land. Something is fishy about what's happening there. Something is definitely fishy. What's going on at the council level? Are all of the councillors doing their work? You please?
Yeah, well, thus far we are working with the limitations because, as you know, we have in excess of over $38 million owed to the council by government agencies. So we are running particularly on the rates and taxes of the ordinary citizen.
So, in other words, what you're saying, Mr. Deputy Mayor, is that, and to make it lucidly clear, that this corrupt PPP regime continues to stifle the township of New Amsterdam. 38 million Guyana dollars owed to you guys, owed to the council, owed to the residents of New Amsterdam, and this corrupt PPP regime is not paying what they owe. What are you guys doing to collect your money? What are you guys doing, sir?
Well, our options are only in the legal way. So we would have already, our attorney would have sent the legal notice to them stating that you would have owed the council X amount of money, and they would give them the grace period. After that, we're moving to the next phase. We believe in due process, and we believe in notifying them legally, and if they fail to honor the obligation to the citizens of New Amsterdam, well, those persons who they would have invested their trust in would have to move to the next phase.
So it sounds like you guys have the power to go at Freedom House in New Amsterdam there and seize all your vehicles. But it's just, I mean, it's not funny, but it shows how corrupt, how vindictive the PPP regime is. They are punishing the people of New Amsterdam. And I hope you guys, those of you who are listening, right there in New Amsterdam, could see how vindictive the PPP regime is. But how are you guys getting money to pay the council? Y'all holding barbecue, y'all doing bingo. How are y'all paying the council workers?
Well, there is a constraint as we speak because um, we do the service of garbage collection. We try to ensure that the drainage and irrigation system is operational. But when we are faced with the shortage of the financial resources, that of itself impedes on our delivery of the service to the residents. And we would have, and every time we interact with members of the public, we let them know as it is, because we can't be hiding for any government who continue to starve us of the resources. We run on the backs of the ordinary people of the township to ensure that the town is being run at an efficient manner. And Mark, mind you, I'm proud of where we are as a municipality in comparison with many other municipalities throughout the length and breadth of Guyana. Um, we have a situation of not major. The other day I was in Georgetown and I see that it was a large pileup of garbage. I went to Riverton, the same thing. Persons are complaining, but what we're having here is some residents who continue to litter, and we would be going after those persons. Because when I compare our town with the rest of the town or the municipality, we're way ahead of them,
And you
in
know,
terms of
you mentioned
managing.
you mentioned something in terms of folks who are littering and so forth. That and kudos to you guys. You just mentioned something that I like. That you did say that you will be going after them. Yes, Mr. Deputy Mayor, go after them. One of the things I want you to do as well is to go after those folks, those Chinese nationals that erecting that stuff by the old hospital building. Go after them too, Mr. Deputy Mayor.
Yeah,
Go after them.
we would not leave any stone unturned. They would have to conform to the laws that governs the municipality. There is
You know,
nobody that is above the law, and we would take whatsoever legal action we have to take to ensure that even if it happened in New Amsterdam, it will not happen in any other local authority area
put a
after we
stop
would have
into that.
completed this process.
Let me ask. Not so long ago, Irfan Ali, who is the installed chap there at office of the president, was in New Amsterdam. They had a big opening. They opened some play park. You got swings, and I don't know if they've gone there to swing since then. They had fake grass on the ground. What's going on with that place? Is it still?
Well, it's operational, and what I recognize recently, the lights in close proximity on the main access road and on Dow's Avenue is now functioning, for the last 3 weeks or probably 2 months. I don't know what is really going on there, but that is in the eyes of the RDC. So that should have been rectified a long time, you know.
Too bad. Lots and lots of corruption. Central government corrupt, central government vindictive, central government racist. All manner of things happening. Cost of living throughout the country. It's never been how it is now. And I'm wondering how are the folks at Pitt Street, how are the folks at Main Street, Angois Avenue, all across New Amsterdam. How are they surviving, sir, in terms of cost of living? Talk to us about that, and talk to us about people who go at New Amsterdam market. Was once a beautiful market. It's been destroyed by the PPP. Talk to us about life in New Amsterdam.
Mark, as the ordinary man would say on a daily basis, it is very difficult to put food on the table. From 2020 to now, I have never seen so many persons erecting a stall at the street corner. We would have seen an increase, and this is all over. I travel all over, and I recognize everybody trying to hustle because it is not what it was before. When you go into the supermarket, I was quarreling last week. Imagine you went into the supermarket, you checked all the major supermarkets in New Amsterdam. and you can't get the main rice that persons purchase, Caribbean rice, absence on the shelf. You went to buy Demerara Gold, there is an absence of Demerara Gold, even though billions are being pumped into the sugar industry. The sugar that we are using is probably the last class of sugar that is being produced in Guyana. So if the people in authority can treat people in such a manner, I don't know what's going to happen with other people. But we're Guyanese and we're affected severely. The quality of the sugar is very, very, very poor. You know, monies were pumped into Rosal factory, and for the last 8 months, I haven't seen a smoke out of the chimney. You know, persons are there every day drawing pay, but to do what? You know, so we're worse than when the sugar industry was closed. This is how I evaluate the current situation at the sugar industry. Imagine Gaisuku, the government say that they laid off, the last government laid off how many thousand workers. And now you're recognizing that Gaisuku is going around with a loud hailer, begging persons to be employed in the sugar industry. So
Wait,
the
wait a
whole
minute. If you stick a pin there, the impression that you'll get from the PPP regime, and which is false, is that the previous administration, the coalition, laid off thousands of sugar workers. That is not true. The facts are, and very straight, and the evidence is there, that the PPP laid off thousands of sugar workers before 2015, the new government, APNU AFC government, took office. Thousands of sugar workers were laid off. Scores of estates were shut down. They were deprived of real work. And Barrett Jagdale wasted $200 million in White Elephant, the sugar there at Skeldon. So the evidence is quite clear. But as we prepare to close tonight's program, let us just say to you guys out in New Amsterdam, we're watching, we're with you guys. Next local government elections, know not to put those vagabonds for the PPP ever back in the office, regardless of who they are, whether they come with a little purse and need their hand and say, yeah, I'll give you a chance. No. Good night to Barbara. Good night to the others there. Mr. Deputy Mayor, is there anything else we wish to talk about before we go this evening, sir?
well, Mark, we would have seen all the shenanigans, with persons who would have crossed over. But I'm very pleased with the support that we receive on a daily basis from diehard New Amsterdamers who know that they cannot be bought for 30 pieces of silver. I must applaud those people for resisting and any attempt at trying to buy them out. You know, this is the type of resilience that the people in New Amsterdam would continue to show as we move forward into next year for regional and general election. So I must say thanks to our people in New Amsterdam who would have resisted any attempts to buy them out by persons who feel that, they're up for sale. They're not reinventing the wheels of enslavement, but they're resisting enslavement.
Well said, Mr. Deputy Mayor. And for all of you out there, you've got to keep hope alive. The people in New Amsterdam, I love that township for so many reasons. Ryman Zervin, we've had our Ben Shop office, Ben Shop Foundation out there. The people in Mount Sinai, hey, how are you guys doing? People in Angois Avenue, lots of them. Good night to all of you. But Mr. Deputy Mayor, thank you so much for what you guys are doing. Looking forward to hear some good news about stopping that work at the old hospital area there. I know what it's like, especially under vindictive, a wicked government as the PPP regime. Mr. Deputy Mayor, again, thank you so much for your time. Give my regards to the mayor and the other good councillors, the other good ones. Forget about the few others, the good ones. Thank you, Mr.
Thank
Deputy.
you so much, Mark, and thank you to your viewers for spending the time with us tonight to listen as to what is going on in New Amsterdam.
Thank you, and hopefully by tomorrow or next day, we want to hear you go over to those guys, those Chinese nationals, and say "Ni hao ma," talk to them in Mandarin, whatever. Tell them that they have to stop that project. We have to follow the laws. We have to. Thank you so much, Mr. Deputy Mayor.
You're welcome. Thank
Thank you so much. All right. Hey, guess what? Before we go, you guys wouldn't believe this, right? You wouldn't believe this. Take a look at this. Irfan Ali, the installed president of Guyana, Irfan Ali, is saying here, this is comical, guys. Irfan Ali is saying, and I quote, "We are on the path to building one of the strongest, most resilient economies in the world." Can you guys believe this guy, Irfan Ali, that shameless vagabond? Let me repeat. We are on the path to building one of the strongest, most resilient economies in the world. Irfan Ali gets the trophy for tonight. Irfan Ali gets the award. The I Flat University Award tonight goes to Irfan Ali, the liar, the vagabond, the guy who has destroyed, along with his puppet master, Bharat Jagdeo. They have destroyed Guyana. They have divided Guyana. They are vindictive. They are going around persecuting people. All manner of things they are doing. Shame on the PPP regime. Shame on Irfan Ali. Irfan gets the award for tonight. Irfan Ali gets the award. And these guys are a bunch of vagabonds. Look at this. Whatever that is, cost over $40 million. I got to put it at that price tag. $40 million. Do you know? Do you guys see? Let me go back again. Do you guys know what that so-called bird that is clipping on to the head? Look at what's going on. Just look from the head top and then look at the bird. Birds of a feather. Birds of a feather. Claws together. You know what I mean, right? You guys know what I mean. The fastest growing economy in the world. And take a look at that. Every day, constant blackout upon blackout upon blackout, every single day, and corruption upon corruption. You hear ministers own 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 houses, senior government officials, houses upon houses. We're hearing stories that a minister and some other folks and some permanent secretaries and all these people owning properties. They're building apartment buildings and they're renting them and all manner of things. They're in office to fleece the Guyanese people. That is what they are there for. Then again, there are some politicians who don't do nothing. They don't step out. They don't confront the regime. And then they say, better must come. Better must come. Don't do nothing. Just sit by, walk around, snap some photos, and better must come. Better would never come like that. Better wouldn't come with softness. It wouldn't. Better would come when you confront the system, when you say enough is enough. And when I say confronting the system, I don't mean like confronting the system like, duh. I mean exercising your constitutional rights to protest and confront the system. It is an evil system they have there in Guyana right now, an evil government, a vindictive government. And you can't sit back and expect better gonna come. You can't sit back and put your hands up in the air and say, let the system work. It would never work, especially under a corrupt regime. I've got to go. Gotta go. My name is Mark Benska. I'll be back tomorrow, same place, same time, right here on 107.1 FM. Thanks to our guest, Mr. Lucian Benska from St. Martin's. Go out and vote for him. Vote for him, number 8. He's out there with his party, SAM. Saluga Saluga, right? That's action movement. Go out and vote for them. SAN. Vote for Lucien Benschap. And the next time we speak with him, we'll be addressing him as, Honorable MP. I've got to go, guys. I've got to go. Let me see. Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm getting some messages. People are just upset with the opposition. But let me go. Let me go this evening. Let me go, guys. I love you all. God bless you. If you're celebrating your birthday, well, happy birthday to you. Whatever you're celebrating, anniversary, we are with you. If you're feeling the pain because of the loss of a loved one, our hearts are with you as well. All right. Gotta go, guys. Gotta go. Ta-ta. Love you all. So long.
There and fabricate that. Unless you say who the person is, I can't comment on anonymous people.
Okay, well, let's talk about specific individuals. What is your relationship with Mr. Su Jurong?
Su. Oh, Su. My.
Hawk 2!
I can't take it no more. I can't take it no more. Can't take it no more. Imagine 18 hours of blackout and you're telling people progress. Cost of living gone up 100%. Get your give public servant less. Mr. President, listen to the people. Search your soul and you will confess. I want you try surviving on the public base. Then you're gonna know but stress. Cause I done fed up. You done fed up. He done fed up. She done fed up. We done fed up. The people.
Yeah, my name is Jacinty Caldata Francis Vietnam, and since 1965 I become a voter, and I always place my ex next to the cop, and what they are doing today, I can't take it. So I have no more vote to give to PPP anymore. I'm not going to vote anymore no more. If they have to lose by one vote, they're losing it by data.
One day me been a bamboo dam, and me see Tyra lay down there, and me ask see Tyra what she do there. See Tyra ice up she petticoat wine like a boxing goat. See Tyra move and day, oh see Tyra move and day. See Tyra move and day, oh see Tyra move and day.
Sunday morning I was passing, and me see Tyra lay down there, and me ask see Tyra what she do there. See Tyra ice up she petticoat wine like a boxing goat. See Tyra move and day, oh see Tyra move and day. See Tyra move and day, oh see Tyra move and day. Shake, 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 Tyra, shake, 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 Tyra, shake, 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 Tyra.
One day me been a wakana, and me see Tyra pon the dam, and me ask see Tyra what she do there. See Tyra ice up she petticoat wine like a boxing goat. See Tyra move and day, oh see Tyra move and day. See Tyra move and day, oh see Tyra move and day.
One day me been a wakana, and me see Tyra on the dam, and me ask see Tyra what she do there. See Tyra ice up she petticoat wine like a boxing goat. See Tyra move and day, oh see Tyra move and day. See Tyra move and day, oh see Tyra move and day. Shake, 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 Tyra, shake, 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 Tyra, shake, 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 Tyra, oh.
One day me been a bamboo dam, and me see Tyra lay down there, and me ask see Tyra what she do there. See Tyra ice up she petticoat wine like a boxing goat. See Tyra move and day, oh see Tyra move and day. See Tyra move and day, oh see Tyra move and day.
Sitaira Momande, oh Sitaira Momande. Shake, 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 Sitaira, shake, 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 Sitaira, shake, 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 Sitaira, oh.
One day me be na wakana, and me see